What is going on? We're about to get after it. Got a little shooting to go, a little shooting to do, a little juice to drink. I had a catastrophic event today, doing a little shooting in the backyard, and I took the broadhead of one of my arrows across the top of my string, and I sliced it. So we are now in the process of getting the bow dialed back in so that we're good to go. Slate, what's up? Yeah, I had a couple things I had to do today. Did you see the video of that buck once I posted it? He's probably close to 150. He's a slammer. Thanks, B-Dog. I just put a new knock in there because the other knock wasn't working. Man, come on. Come on, man. That one works. It's working good. I did. Still hard to tell. I bet when he's on the ground, yeah. I don't think so. Where are you from, geographically? Because deer, they don't get that big until at least 4.5 or 5.5 years old in Pennsylvania. There's not a chance. And then that video is it's not great because I had the 50mm lens. I had to really zoom in. Yeah, we're rocking the hat. So if I'd have had the 300mm lens on, I think I would have gotten a much better result there. It's pretty golden right there. I'll take it. Pretty golden. Yeah, Seth, no hunting today. Well, then South Carolina is probably very similar to the way our deer age too. We do. We've got a brand new D97 Flemish twist on there. Got her set up. I've only got one knock point on there tonight, so we're just rolling. We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna get some practice in. Does need to be a little bit quieter. This bow is not quite as quiet as I'd like it to be, so I am going to get some rubber silencers like you mentioned. I should have picked them up today, but I couldn't find any. Trying to index arrows on the fly. Index them. Yo, Alguim. I can't even pronounce that. What's going on? Seth, what are you up to? Let's get this one over here. There's another knock that's not working. Man, that's a brand new pack too. It's an absolutely brand new pack. South Carolina is worse than PA. Maybe not genetics, but definitely worse in terms of those deer getting to. Well, what the conversation was about, B-Dog, was whether or not that deer that I saw yesterday was a 4.5 or older buck. All indications that I have for deer in and around Pennsylvania is that that deer is more than likely a 4.5-year-old deer. He was well over 200. I'm going to say he's over 200 pounds. He's 215 to 225 pounds live weight. And I really think that he's a 4.5-year-old deer or older based on where he lives. Because there's no crop fields. There's nothing there for them to put on that size. They just need the time to do it. And then as far as the mass he had on his antlers, I think solidly he's a 4.5-year-old deer. Yeah. Caden, that's a little unfortunate. What sight you got on there? Guys, our furthest target out there is 20. And again, that's one of those knocks that's just not knocking. Let me see if I can't get them turned on at least and leave them on for those two. No, they're turning right back off. What about this one in my pocket? Yeah, I'm not familiar with that sight. Yeah, 3 of those knocks out of that pack are broken. Imagine that. Imagine that. Good to know. Won't be using those on the hunting arrows. We need a good shot. Jay Sharps, what's going on? He's like, yep, garbage. Yeah, I don't know. I have no experience with him. Yeah. Said who? I'm open to suggestions. Well, I don't know what your comfort level is with a single pin sight. I'd prefer either a single pin or a 3-pin with a slider, just because I have that extra ability. Now, I don't know how far you're comfortable shooting. I don't know any of those specifics, but for me, I want to be able to dial in right where I'm shooting at 52, 53 yards, you know? That ain't good. That ain't good at all. I dropped it right on the top of the leg. Right on the top. Did shoot a lot today. I'm a little smoked. But probably at 20 yards, that deer ducks right into it. Off the cotton fields. Yes, like, I mean, that makes all the difference in the world. Did you say how much he weighed? I have an Elmer Fudd hat. It's just not cold enough for that yet. Yeah, I like the single pin, or the 3-pin slider. Any slider is good. Perfect heart shot here on a 1/4-2 deer. Perfect heart shot right here. This one with the broken knock, that's a little high. And this one here, well, we took his kneecap off. And we just took the entire tip out of that arrow. Now it's in the leg. All right. Challenges tonight, guys, challenges. Cold blue's awesome, but when you stick it in plastic, it's not. So these two will work. You know that. This one will not. So it's coming off. And this one's going on that arrow. Those over 180. Pennsylvania, I don't, man, a doe over 180 in Pennsylvania. I killed an 8.5-year-old deer last year. It was a doe. And I don't think she was 180 pounds. She was a specimen. If I get a hankering, I might go after another one. I did see, on the way out of the woods the other day, I did see another collared doe with ear tags. I don't know what it is, but don't know what the number is. TJ, what's going on, Bugs? What is going on? So anyway, I guess my strategy to try to kill this deer, set up very similar to how it was set up the other night. And got to wait for the right wind. Once we get it, kind of get into position. And I don't know if you could tell from the video, but there's a thermal hub and it kind of dips down in. And it makes sort of like a death triangle for these deer to get through, if you know where they're coming in at. Well, he came in right at the exact spot on the top of the hill I thought he would. And as he dropped in there, he can go right or left, you know, east, west. And because the wind shifted on me, I had a northwest wind. When I first went in, it was just straight north. So he was probably going to come up through the center of that. But with a northwest wind, he's going to skirt the western side or the eastern side of that and let that wind kind of blow across. And I knew immediately when I saw him, I should have jumped into that gully and tried to get set up for a shot. Tony, can I set up? What, on that buck? Yeah, come on out, TJ. I'll put you on him. I'll put you on him, TJ. You can come on out. It illuminated for a second. For just a second. Daggone arrows. About an inch or two too high on that one. I don't like that. Shot broke good. It felt good. It just didn't put me in a spot where I felt comfy. What's everybody doing this evening? What everybody doing? Caden, I wasn't being serious. I'm not going to put TJ on him. TJ, I've never killed a 150-inch buck. I'm not going to put somebody else on it before I kill him. I've made that mistake before. Come on, TJ. You think I'm going to put you on that deer? That's twice tonight. Twice. Twice I've nailed the leg. He's not wide. Look, for him to be 150, he's a 9-point. He's got a 5-inch G4. He's got an 8-inch G3. He probably has an 11 or 12-inch G2s on both sides. The G3s are pretty much identical. He's got 4.5-inch brow tines. He has an 18-inch spread. He probably has 23, in the neighborhood of 23-inch main beams. And then I'm giving him 18 inches for mass, at least. He may be 20 inches in mass. That puts you in that neighborhood. I bet he's rolling 6s around the bases for mass. That one decided to work now? Oh, that's great. Nice. Nice. It's working now. Why does he have to have 26-inch mains to make it to 150? Let's do some simple math, right? Let's call it 20-inch main beams. We'll add the 4 inches in, or 3 inches, 6 inches in later, right? So we got 20, 40, and 60, all right, for the main beams and the spread. We're going to subtract 2 inches for the spread, because I think he's only about 18. All right, but we got 60 there. Plus, I think they're 22, so we're at 62 inches. All right. We're going to add another 36 for mass. 62 and 36 is how many? 98. So we're just shy of 100. Now we're going to tack on 22 inches, right? Which is going to get us to 120 just with the G2s. All right. Now we got another 16 inches on the G3s. You with me? So now where are we at? 136. We got a 5-inch G5. We're 141. I'm really telling you, I think he's got 23-inch main beams. So you're adding another 6 inches there, and he might be over 18 on the mass. Might be 20. He's close. Is there a specific brand I need to look for bows sights? Man, I don't know. I think, man, it's been so long since I've even looked at bow sights for a compound. I'm running a red line. That's what I run. I want to get back into shooting recurve. I used to love it as a child, blah, blah, blah. Dude, you got to get after it. Yeah, I know. We're getting in a fight over it. I love it. I would never fight with Slate, though. I would never fight with any of you guys. But I will tell you, there's a good chance I get that deer on the ground, and then we'll know. And maybe Slate's right. I don't know. I just know what I saw. And I know that in Pennsylvania, I've probably only seen about 10 deer of that quality, 12 deer of that quality in my entire life. And I'm not talking just while I'm hunting. I'm talking while I'm driving down the road, scanning farm fields, looking at every deer, glassing stuff. Maybe 10 deer of that quality. Now, I see a lot of deer 15 inches smaller, but maybe 10. Now, I did spend some time at Fort McCoy, Wisconsin, and I saw 50 deer that looked like that in the first 3 days that I was there. Yeah, we're banging them out, banging them hard shots. I was actually going to shoot off the Tower of Death, but I didn't know how you guys would like that. Camber angle's a little tough. There is a shed over there. I have a ladder that goes up to a platform, and I could shoot down on everything. There's a rabbit. Get him. Where? I don't see him. I'll shoot him. I see the site you're talking about. Yeah, they're pricey. Any of those single pin sliders are pricey. They're not cheap. Little high, little high. One of the things I'm definitely trying to work on as I go through this, one of the reasons why I'm shooting a lower poundage bow is trying to get that elbow to come back and just only have 3 lines to form a triangle in my shooting. And I don't know what that looks like from back there, but that's what I'm trying to do. So instead of concentrating as much on aiming the arrow tonight, it's just about the mechanics, right? Like I took a couple days, I haven't shot, I've been hunting like crazy. So one of the things I wanted to do is make sure I'm still sharp, put some time in with the targets, because if I do have a shot opportunity on a buck like that, I've got to hit him. I want to hit him in the heart. There are some unique challenges to recovering that deer. Again, you guys all know I've been saying that I hunt on a military installation. That deer comes out of a spot that I can't access ever. And when he come down past me and then cross the road, he's in another spot that I really can't access much. So if I can't get into that area because it's closed for training or whatever, I want to make sure I kill him dead as soon as I can. So heart shot is like, that's the goal. What's the pounds? This bow is a 35-pound. It's a black hunter. Nothing special, man. You can pick these up off of the internet for about $89. Looks like my brace height. See, look at that knock, man. What are they doing? Yeah, we got to practice with it. Zyros, yeah, hell yeah. Double tap that. Oh yeah, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna pin it. Pin it, pin it. Guys, I was looking back at some of the lives too. We started the YouTube channel 19th of August. Posted the first video. So we are, today's what, 16th? We are 3 days away from 60 days. Three days away from 60 days. There is a backlog of 1,220 watch hours from the lives that hasn't been added in yet to my total. So when that stuff kicks over in about 4 or 5 days, because everything takes about 4 or 5 days to go through that YouTube process. Sonny, what's going on, man? How are you? Oy, oy, oy. Where was I at? Man, I lost my train of thought because I was reading. Where was I? What was I saying? I don't even know. I'll think about it. I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, watch hours. Thank you. Once that stuff hits the YouTube process, it goes through and it's all validated. I will have finally reached the goal to monetize the channel in under 60 days. And it'll probably take 4 more days, 3 or 4 more days for all that stuff to hit. But the goal was to do that, and we made it happen, which I think it's incredible. Yeah, I don't know how, but we made it work. That live we did the other day when I was in that tree on the windy day, 106,500 people on. That one had 618 watch hours alone. I'm feeling good. Like I'm shooting. I feel like I'm shooting good. Except for this block target. I don't know why, but it is much easier to reference. Like, and I'm a firm believer, if you're going to shoot trad bow and hunt with it, you might as well shoot at a deer target. Because there are going to be so many other variables that come up when you're in the woods. And the one that comes to mind is the size difference in deer, right? If you got a small doe that comes in, maybe you got a 1-year-old doe, or maybe you think it's a 1-year-old doe and it's a fawn, and you go to shoot at it, it's not like shooting at a bigger buck, right? So your reference is going to be off a little bit, but that's the only downside of shooting at the targets all the time. I have a feeling that at some point I'm going to go to an instinctive method and do it that way. TJ Bugs, did you send a picture? Let me go see if I posted the other picture of the big boy. A horned doe. Never shot a horned doe. I have spent quite a bit of time looking at does to see if they have nuts, though. I've done that. There we go. There we go. Whew. My knock point felt off there. I let her fly anyway. I'm doing something. I did something. Something happened. There, I fixed it. The one thing I don't like about these arrows from the shop, they have probably an inch. I'll show you when I get over there. It might even be more than an inch So when I shoot this bow, as opposed to my other arrows on the recurve, I'll have that happen every once in a while. That drives me crazy. But these nocks, not the nocks, but the arrows on the back of the arrows, I'll show you. They're about an inch long from the feather to the back of the arrow. And what that causes me to do, I can't feel the feather on my mustache. So right here, there's like an inch there, and I usually trim them. And I just bought new arrows, and I haven't trimmed these yet. What I like is more of a space like that. See the difference? It's about a 1/4 inch. When I have a space like that, then I can put that feather right here on my face, and I know exactly where my nock, like I know my nock point is perfect. And that's been one of the challenges today. I didn't have time to cut these. I probably will cut them tomorrow. I was putting the new string on, getting everything else ready. I just wanted to come out and shoot it, see what it felt like. But now I am suffering a little bit there. And if I pull it into my face, I can feel it just barely, but then I have a little bit of wobble in my arrows. I don't like that. Let's get them to 50 likes. Let's do it. Seth, do it. Do it, do it. Seth, what'd you think of that buck, man? You saw him from up on the hill with your binos, didn't you? You could see him. Just like a bunch of antlers walking through the woods. You saw him. I know you did. Look at that wind, man. All right. Wind is blowing so hard, it's actually moving the bow around when I'm trying to aim. No, Jay, that was totally my fault. It didn't hit my hat. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get that point of that feather right here against my mustache, right on the skin there. And then I know exactly where my nock point is. But see how short that is? That's like, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch. And these ones are a full inch. And it's just a little too long. And then if I can pull back a little further and I can feel it, but then I put a lot of emphasis, like there's pressure on the arrow or on the string from my face at the release, which isn't good. So what I usually just take them in. I trim like a 1/4 inch off of all of them, and then jam the nocks back in. So I'll probably do that tomorrow because these are brand new. These are more of the legacies. These are the 5mm Easton Legacies. They are cut to 29.5 inches, I believe. I have a draw length it's right at 28. And if I leave these a little bit longer, if I left them a little bit longer, they'd be just a bit too weak. And if they're too weak, when they end up penetrating into the animal, there's too much of that flex, which kills your penetration. And I did something else today. Slate would be proud of me. I know he loves this idea. I was going to buy one of those Oberons from Traditional Arch or Traditional Hunting Only. through Three Rivers Archery, but I didn't. I just couldn't do it. So what I did, I pulled the trigger on a brand new Striker. What is it? What's the model? It's one of their Striker Custom Classics, I believe. I think that's what it's called. Beautiful bow. I got it in a 45 pound bow. That should be in a couple days. I can't wait to showcase that. Everybody went to check out TJ's buck. It is. That's a beautiful buck, man. Left. I may get out in the morning tomorrow. I might hunt in the morning. If I do, I've got to get stuff packed up here tonight. And if I do, I'm trying to go after that doe that's got tags in her ears and a collar. That one's left too. That one's worse left. And the reason I'll do that is because none of these places are open to chase the big bucks around. So that one's right. In this low light, there's almost no ability to see the string. So when I'm looking down the arrow, this all gets real fuzzy. I have to remember to kind of make sure my eyeball is right over in line with the arrow, over that string to get a good right left. Perfect. And I'm also shooting targets that are, you know, they would be more like hunting situations, hunting scenarios. We've got the buck on the right. Is it on your right or your left? I'm not sure. He's quartering too, so that shot's actually way back. That's bad. This one's quartering away, so we are right here on the edge. We're about an inch inside the insert and probably coming out right under the shoulder blade on the other side. And then we've got this buck out here that's broadside because he is so shot up and so put together back with foam and spray paint and everything else that if I turn him any other direction, I feel like I'm going to shoot him in half. That arrow there would have come out the ham. Bad shot. Bad shot, bad shot. I mainly just shoot doe. TJ, we know you shoot a lot of deer over there, though. Whew. Spike that weighed 220 pounds. Holy cow. We're lucky if a spike in Pennsylvania weighs 130 pounds. Lucky, lucky. Guys, we only have 32 likes, man. We got to double tap that screen a little bit. I guess I don't like that deer. I guess I'm getting tired. I guess I don't care because I'm shooting for an hour. Yeah, I'm definitely getting tired. Definitely feeling it. Guys, how many of you on the live are saddle hunters? If you're a saddle hunter, give me a thumbs up in the chat. I want to talk to everybody that's a saddle hunter. Spike in Oklahoma. Punch, I'm nervous about that because I'm going to go out and I'm going to hunt with Bullseye Ben in late November. And I don't want to be shooting any little deer out there. TJ, you're a saddle hunter? No, you're not. Lane Outdoors is a saddle hunter. 273 people need to hit the like button. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care about likes. I really don't. Likes is just a metric. I don't think it really impacts the channel at all. It may drive more traffic. We also get a lot of hearts. We get a lot of the other interactions. So it's all good, man. You don't have to like the screen. You don't have to tap it. You don't have to subscribe either. I would appreciate it if you do. I would appreciate it. Guys, I took the mountain bike in to that spot yesterday. It's, I don't know, a mile and a half from any access. And I'm telling you what, every day I feel like I'm getting too old for this shit. You got a throat shot on this guy. I mean, how else? 2 bad shots on you in a row. I don't like you, I guess. You just keep getting hammered. You're the deadest deer out there. So this one's at 20, 21. That one's probably at, I don't know, 19. So that puts this at like 16 and that at 15, 14. I don't know. We'll just shoot them. What I do know now, after practicing all day today, if I have a deer directly under me, directly under the stand, like 6, 7 yards and broadside, I have to put the tip of the arrow about that far up its leg. So wherever the hoof hits the ground, come up to like the ankle. Fire away. Because I am getting sick of shooting over the top of these. I'm getting sick of them ducking. I don't know how a deer ducks at 10 feet. They do though. Banks County, Georgia. I'll be out Saturday. TJ, I won't be out Saturday. I might be doing a live from the boat Saturday as I do the work I need to get that out of the water. Now there would be a cool experience for TJ to take part in, going to the boat. Go up to the boat, do a little fishing. Do a little late night stroll around the area with the boat. Hit my nose on that one. Thanks, TJ. It's not my boat, it's my wife's boat. I don't own anything. I don't own nothing. Don't own nothing. Hi. Inch too far to the right, I think. Inch too far right. Patty cakes, what's going on? Are you using the illuminated arrow? Yeah, heck yeah, I am. They're illuminated nocks. You can see them there. TJ's never been on a boat. Yeah, we gotta make that happen. Ground versus elevated. I think at 25 yards to about 15 yards or 16, like probably 25 to 15 yards. Nothing really changed. Anything past 25 yards, your aiming reference doesn't change much, at least in my opinion, from what I've practiced. Once you get from 15 yards and you start coming in, your aiming reference has to change because you've got to strike lower on the deer. So that you're not hitting the spine, you know what I mean? Like because the deer, as that distance shrinks, your shot placement matters more than any other time, and it gets smaller. I don't like to shoot them right under the tree. I really like. 7, 8 yards under the tree it's a tough shot for me. I suck at it. You give me a deer at 18 or 20 yards, I'll shoot it dead every single time. You give me one at 10, I'm probably like 3 for 6 right now. Surprisingly, that wasn't necessarily a bad shot. As long as I wouldn't have hit any bone in the front, that would have caught a lung. It's the same with the compound too, though. I have shot quite a few deer like right under the tree with the compound. But then, you know, it's a lot easier with the sight to just go 1.5 inches or 2 inches from center of the deer. Like you can see that line that runs down their back, and you just poke them on the closer side of that line. And in a lot of cases, you can get at least one lung and a heart if your shot placement's good. But yeah, I struggle with it. It's like that's one of the ones that I'm not good at that shot, which is why I set that up over there so I could practice. That's over the limit. That was pretty good. A little high. Pretty good though. Pretty good. I find I shoot way better elevated between 20 and 30. 15 and under gets hard. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. 20 and 30 is fine elevated. And then as you get closer, that's when it gets hard. Man, that angle just, oh. YM, what's going on? William Hartman, just kidding. I'm not a Karen. How's it been going? It's good. It's good. We had our second run in with a really decent buck that I'm going to try to take. We saw him again yesterday, and then we saw him, I think, Sunday. So we're getting him dialed in, and I think I'm pretty confident that the next time I can get into this spot on a good wind, I can kill him. He's a pretty good deer. No shot. No, the way I set up, I went in kind of, I know where he's bedded, right? And then I have an idea of his travel corridor, and I glassed it from like 1,600 yards, and I tried to dial in where I thought he would go. And he's coming into a really unique area there with a thermal hub. And the way he works the thermal hub on a north-northwest wind versus a north-northeast wind is different. And I had a completely north wind. I set up on him to kind of come right through the center of that thermal hub, and the wind changed about 2 hours before dark. He comes in 15, 20 minutes after the wind changes. It's blowing pretty hard north-northwest, and he skirted the eastern side of that, trying to pick up as much of that wind as could. So, you know, it is what it is. I had him at 91 yards, I think, at the closest point, maybe a little closer than that when he was in some of those trees in that brush where I couldn't see him. And we'll get after him. Perfect. See, if I just slow down and talk a little bit, then when I shoot, I'm not so tired. Artificial baits, yeah, we don't do any of that stuff. Crappie fishing, artificial baits, that's hard. Nah, it's the same as what you're doing out there. All that stuff's the same. Sorta. The thermal hub there's a creek bottom on the opposite side of the road. So as the sun sets, those thermals are dropping into that, and there's a lot of real dark brown grass out there. That's going to hold heat a little bit better than all of the green foliage that runs through this ditch. And there's a slight creek bottom there, and then it dumps into like a cattail marsh. It's not big, it's small. It's probably only 25 or 30 yards wide and maybe 50 yards long, but it holds that cold air. And thermal hub, the only reason I even identified it as a thermal hub is because there's a lot of balloons stuck in the trees right in there, where everything just kind of filters in there, and it sinks down into that little valley. And there's only a difference in height of probably, I don't know, maybe 80 to 100 feet. But that whole thing, where he comes over the hill, it opens up into like a triangular shaped ditch. and all of that cold air, as the sun comes down, it just starts to roll right down there, and that's where he likes to be. But like I said, I think I've got him figured out. He seems to be doing somewhat. And there was another guy out there tonight. He knows where I'm at. I know he was glassing tonight. He may or may not have seen him. I haven't heard anything from him, but he'll call me tomorrow and let me know. He's somewhat of I would call him a knowledge expert with the deer in this neighborhood. He's very in tune with what they do. He watches them a lot with a spotting scope, and he can pretty much predict what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, based on the weather and, you know, temperature conditions and stuff. And he's in the same mindset I am this year, where I don't think we're going to catch any of these bucks in the timber until at least the rut. And even then, maybe not. There's just no food in the timber. This year, it's on this side of the mountain, there's no mast. There's almost no mast at all. And with no mast, they're spending a lot of time eating whatever foliage is left out there in the grass. A lot of times, they're not even coming into the woods. And in years past, they'd be running through this timber all the time, sucking down acorns. So the deer didn't go anywhere. They're just not doing what they used to do last 3-4 years. And that's okay. We're going to adjust our strategy a little bit, and we're going to go after them. We got there are some warm days coming up. I can't hunt tomorrow in the evening either, guys. I'm going to go to, I'm going on a hot date with the wifey. She's got a military, I guess you'd call it a dining out, dinner dance, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to accompany her with a suit and tie on. Have some fun, see some old friends I haven't seen in a while. Saturday, I'm going to move the boat. Sunday, I'm probably going to get after it somewhere. I just don't know where yet. Now we've got them all lit up, right? Like you can see all of the shots, except for the one that's in the center of that block, because that's all white contrast. This is the goal, man. We're shooting all different distances. We're not doing a lot of, walking around, because we've got the targets at different distances. And really focusing on my back tension, focusing on my release. I was using the glove earlier today, and I was starting to like the glove. But again, I come out, I did about 4 warm-up shots, and I'm like, man, I'm tired of this glove already. So I'm back to the tab. I much prefer a tab over the glove. Again, this deer's quartering hard too. It's pretty high for heart shot, but it's probably going to take out everything that's above the heart there as far as the important veins and arteries, and then would have been a single lung shot there, because it's just a little too far forward, a little too high. All the rest of them, though, they're looking good. I don't like a quartering 2 shot at all. I love quartering away, slightly quartering away, maybe 10, 15, 20 degrees, because you can poke right in there, just aim for that last rib and just jam it right up into the heart. Are ghillie suits fireproof, waterproof, I'm assuming? No, I don't think so. They probably burn up fast. He is right, Owen. What does that mean? What did Owen ask? Yeah, I'm righty. Patty Cakes, she likes to fish. I kind of enjoy fishing for panfish. The kid loves to. He likes to go out on the back of the boat. We have a big 28-foot boat, a big swim platform on. That's kind of our lake boat. And then we have an FSH. That's a 19-foot boat. And he loves to take that out and go tubing and fishing with his buddies. A little high, inch or two high. All right, my question is, if I go to the woods in the morning and I go after this tagged and collared doe, how many of you guys are going to be up at 7 o'clock to jump on? Or am I just wasting my time? Just stay home and sleep, right? Flame retardant matter. Mine ain't. I don't think it is. I don't know. I didn't pay a whole lot for it. So I don't imagine it's flame retardant. If I catch on fire while I'm deer hunting, I got bigger problems than just a ghillie suit on fire. Ooh. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling it in my arm there. I plucked that so bad you could hear it, you could see it, you could feel it. It was golden. Plucking it. Oh man, that is so perfect. We're 21 yards there, guys. We just dump it right in that deer. I love it. So one of the other things I did too, Slate, I was shooting the same arrows out of this as I was shooting out of my my bear, and I struggled with this for a long time. Again, we talked those 15 yards and in shots. Like, I got to be aiming so much lower, whether I'm doing it instinctive, whether I'm aiming, and it was frustrating if I was using a lighter arrow. But those other arrows were 664 grains. I have gone back to these arrows. These, I think, are, I don't know, they're 7.1 grains per inch, 29.5 inches long. I think the math says like 525, 526, something like that. I don't know. Same broadheads, 100 grain insert. Maybe they're closer to 550, I don't know. But that allows me to reach out quite a bit further. I can shoot pretty comfortably at 28 yards, 30 yards. And my tip-on distance is probably 23 or 24. So with that one at 21, I'm aiming just above the hairline on the bottom. The one at like 19, I'm aiming like just putting the arrow just right below the hairline. At 28 yards, I aim right at the top of the back. At 30 yards, I'm just putting like an arrow space between there. And, you know, I don't think I'll ever shoot. Like, it would have to be a perfect scenario for me to shoot one at 30 yards. But I definitely can reach out quite a bit further. A little bit lighter arrow, a little flatter shooting. A little bit more enjoyable too. Holy cow. Yeah, you did say you're 6'5", huh? Man, dude. See, that's why you need a good custom bow. Hit my nose on that. Lost a little ass on the arrow. I don't know how many shots we shot tonight, but we shot quite a few. I'm going to zoom in on that group if I can get the... So you can't even see it because that white in the block. That's gay. We got a really nice group there. How do you guys shoot them 67 pounds? You're an animal, dude. I can't do it anymore. I got my C5, C6, C7 is just destroyed. This arm spends more time numb than it does actually functioning right. Anytime I jump in a car and drive anywhere, I lose feeling in this arm. My back, as you know it. See, those are all really nice right there. And they should be, man. For 15 yards, I should shoot a nice tight group, right? Even when I'm tired. But let's spin it around. Let's do one more. We're going to spin it around to this side, where you guys can see it. Do one more. One more. First one's low. That one's good too. Yeah. All right, anyway, guys, I appreciate everybody's support. Thanks for jumping on live. We got 50 likes tonight, which is terrible. So double tap the screen real quick. I'm gonna get my stuff cleaned up, and then I'm going to go to bed and maybe get out of the woods and go hunt. We've got a 9.5-year-old tag doe at the gap. Maybe we'll go shoot her. This block has been stuffed with so much foam too. A lot of spray foam in this stuff. Kind of tastes styrofoamy. Slate, no problem, man. And I really enjoy your conversation too. It's been a blast getting to know you. I did have all these arrows and broadheads indexed nice. Now I'm gonna have to redo that because I just took them off and put them everywhere. do you guys think of this? Come on. That's hot. You know what I did want to do? I do want to shoot this arrow twice. Or one of these arrows. I want to see what this bad guy does at 20 yards. See, that arrow's tip on at 20. Because it's quite a bit heavier. Tip on at like 21 probably. Let's see. Yep. So they're not much different. I think that arrow is probably in the 560 realm when I built those. So it's pretty close. It's pretty close to the same weight. But those other ones are a little lighter. So I hit right on the bottom of the target with the first shot. And then, because I was aiming like I would with the other arrows. And then I aimed tip on at 21. So at like, probably at 30 yards, I'd have to probably be 6 inches over the back of the deer, which is why we've gone to those lighter arrows. 30 yards, I just put like an inch of space between the hairline, tip of the arrow. Yeah, I think I made a good choice. I think so. Lost that one. It's in the deer leg. What? Yeah, I'm coming up. Just got done shooting the bow and I was doing a live. Yep. Love you. I'll be up in a minute. Not that one. Not that one. Should have just marked them all. That's what I should have done. It's got to be that one, right? Got to be. Got to be, got to be. Perfect. Perfect. So this is my oddball arrow that it's got to be the other one. Good way to snap it, I guess, huh? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Slate's a good dude. So right. I don't know why I'm standing out in the cold doing this. Should be up in the man cave. Yeah, I live probably a mile from the train tracks, maybe a mile and a half. I can hear them all the time. It's crazy when I first moved here. They would keep me up when I go through town at night. And now I don't even hear them. Like I didn't hear it till I read the comment that said there's a train. Yeah, buddy. 2 of those knocks don't work. Other ting don't work. All right, guys. Again, much appreciated. You guys all stay safe. We'll see you in the morning. Maybe.